On the edge of human-explored space, where the stars were sparse and law even sparser, Rusty Kane ran a solitary mechanic shop on the planet Turos 9. It was a desolate rock with little more than sandstorms and scavengers for company. Business was slow, but Rusty preferred it that way. He fixed ships, no questions asked, and took his payment in rare minerals or salvage. One stormy evening, a strange ship limped into the repair yard, trailing smoke and sparks. It was sleek, otherworldly, and clearly not human-made. Rusty had seen alien craft before, but this one was different, alive in a way he couldn't describe. The hatch hissed open, and she stepped out, tall, with glistening lavender skin, glowing amber eyes, and silken, tendril-like hair that shifted in the wind. Her voice was melodious, yet sharp, speaking in a mix of broken English and a language Rusty didn't understand. "Damage, severe," she said, pointing to her ship. "Need fix. Quickly." Rusty hesitated for a moment, but then gestured toward his workshop. "Bring it in. Let's see what I can do." As she guided the ship into the hangar, Rusty felt a strange hum in the air, as though the vessel itself were alive and aware of its surroundings. The alien woman introduced herself as Zarya, a pilot fleeing from something or someone. She was vague about the details, and Rusty didn't press. Over the next few days, Rusty worked tirelessly on the ship. Its technology was advanced, far beyond anything he'd seen before. He had to improvise, using a mix of human tools and alien ingenuity. Zarya watched him closely, occasionally assisting with her own devices. Despite the language barrier, they developed a rapport. She was both guarded and curious, asking him about Earth, his life, and why he lived alone on a barren rock. He shrugged off most of her questions, but her presence was undeniably magnetic. As Rusty repaired the ship, he discovered something troubling, a hidden beacon embedded in its systems. It was transmitting a signal, and it wasn't Zarya who had activated it. "You're being tracked," Rusty said, showing her the device. Zarya's expression darkened. "No, they come." "Who's they?" Rusty asked, but she didn't answer. Instead, she rushed to her ship, frantically working to disable the beacon. Hours later, the storm outside intensified, and a new ship descended from the sky. It was massive, bristling with weapons. Rusty's heart sank as heavily armed aliens disembarked. They were brutish, armored beings with glowing eyes and weapons that hummed with deadly energy. Zarya stepped forward, her posture tense. "They hunt me. I no go back." Rusty felt a surge of anger. He didn't know Zarya well, but he wasn't about to let anyone take her against her will. He grabbed his plasma cutter and joined her. "What's the plan?" he asked. She glanced at him, surprised. "You help?" "Damn right I do." The battle was chaotic. Zarya moved with a grace Rusty had never seen, wielding a blade of crackling energy that seemed to sing through the air. Rusty used his tools to sabotage the enemy's equipment, turning their weapons against them. Despite their efforts, the attackers overwhelmed them. Rusty was cornered, a massive alien raising its weapon for the kill. Suddenly, Zarya let out a piercing cry, and a pulse of energy erupted from her body, disintegrating the attackers. Rusty stared in shock as she collapsed, drained but alive. When the dust settled, Rusty helped Zarya back to her ship. He had finished the repairs during the battle, and it was ready to fly. "You saved my life," she said softly. "Consider it even," Rusty replied, grinning. "You saved mine." She leaned closer, her glowing eyes locking onto his. "Reward." Rusty's heart raced as she placed a hand on his chest. For a moment, he thought she might kiss him, but instead, a sharp pain shot through him. He staggered back, clutching his chest as a strange, glowing mark appeared there. "What the hell is this?" he shouted. "A bond," Zarya said. "You help me. Now we are connected." Before he could protest, her ship roared to life. She gave him one last look, her expression unreadable. "You strong. They come again, but you fight?" "Wait, who's coming?" Rusty yelled, but it was too late. Her ship vanished into the storm, leaving him alone with the glowing mark and a sense of foreboding. Weeks later, Rusty's solitude was shattered again, but not by Zarya. Another alien ship arrived, this one far more menacing. The creatures that emerged weren't here to negotiate. Rusty sighed, gripping his plasma cutter tightly as the mark on his chest began to glow. Whatever Zarya had done to him, it wasn't just a bond. It was a curse and a weapon. "Guess I'm in the fight now," he muttered, stepping into the fray. The galaxy had just become a whole lot more complicated.